It's, I went for one year because they were wide apart and went for one the outside and the inside and won it, I think, or the other way around. Oh, two's one, there's no doubt about that. And I think I'd be pretty confident 4-7, but as I said, it can be a bit tricky, this. Yeah, they ran a few minutes late. I hope they get the next one away on time because it's 2:30. And the bigger the gap between the next and the cup, the better. Here we go. Now it's 2 in the photo. Number 2 is the winner. Number 2, Dashing Dancer, is the winner. And a further photo for second and third to separate Crystalite and Miss Ryan. 2 and a further photo for second and third. The winner returning, number 2, Dashing Dancer, owned by E.G. Everson and M.J. Everson, is a bay mare 6 years by Delvin Dancer from Nardham, trained by A.G. Everson at Warrigal and driven by that same person. Second placing, still the photo sign up to separate Crystal Light on the inside, and the one that was 3 off the fence there, of course, was Miss Ryan. So it's 2 and a further photo, 2 and a further photo after race. Being called forward, 2100 metres. Moving up. All pacing up behind the mobile. Perfect front line, approaching the dispatch point. The green light comes up, they're off and racing this time. Flying the barriers there was Henry's Regret early, kicking up Paddington Brave, followed by Aquador. They're followed by further back, a few of them trapped very wide here on the first turn. Curriban Way's out wide, it's being restrained. In behind them came Good Time Dream midfield. Further back then was Patry Land, trapped out 3 wide, playing Adios in the centre. Back behind them then came Leading Wave. Further back then came Biddy's Best. Back to second last in the field now is Leading Wave, and last of all is Curriban Way. They go past the judge with 2 to go, and it's on the inside, Henry's Regret being taken on by Aquador, but the driver Hunter there on Henry's Regret said not on your life and kicks up, and Henry's Regret leads out of the straight. On the outside, Aquador, he's having another crack for the lead on that one. Then came Paddington Bray, further back was Good Time Dream. Back behind them then came in the field there Plain Adios, as again Aquador tries to take on Henry's Regret, and working very hard. Aquador is about to cross Henry's Regret as they go down the back. He finally gets to the rails, but boy, he's done some work, Aquador. Aquador gets to the lead from Paddington Bray the outside. Henry's Regret now settles third on the inside. Followed by back behind them was Good Time Dreamer. Gap back then Biddy's Best on the rails. Then came Plain Adios. Further back then was Patry Land. And along gap back last of all tailed off is Curriban Way. They come round into the straight this time. They've got just over a lap to go. And it's Paddington Bray now taking on and getting the lead from Aquador. Paddington Bray now in front of Aquador and skips clear by 10 metres at the judge with a lap to go. Henry's Regret again comes off the rails and moves up on the outside of Aquador. Then further back in the field came Good Time Dream, Biddy's Best. About to hook 3 wide there, Patry Land under heavy punishment with the shillelagh there. Then came further back on the inside was Leading Wave as they move out of the, Plain Adios as they move out of the straight. And Curriban Way's back last of all, but into the back straight, and this is skipped right away, Paddington Bray. Catch me if you can, says Bruce Barron on Paddington Bray. It's the best part of 20 metres out in front of Henry's Regret chasing at home. Then came on the outside was Patry Land. Further back was Biddy's Best. Then at the head of the rest is Good Time Dream from Aquador. And along gap back came the rest, Plain Adios. But I'd like to be on this leader, thank you very much, Paddington Bray. It's 20 metres clear at least as they're at the 200 metre mark. In second placing came Henry's Regret. Then further back was Patry Land and Biddy's Best. But up the straight, Paddington Bray kept going there by the driver, Bruce Barron. It's a procession in the run home, Paddington Bray. It's well clear. A good fight for the miners there. Henry's Regret and Patry Land on the outside is going to get up and run second. But Paddington Bray scores by 25 metres. Patry Land got second. 5 metres away third was Henry's Regret. Further back in the field was Biddy's Best. Then along gap came Good Time Dream, Plain Adios, Curriban Way, Aquador. And the other one there that pulled up in the run was Leading Wave. Oh, an easy win to Paddington Bray. Drove it a treat too, driver Bruce Barron. Kicked it away at the right stage, and down the back the last time it just opened up a big break. There's just daylight between it and the rest. And Paddington Bray, an easy winner of the 6th event here at Traralgon. Second placing to 3, Hatchery Land, and third to 4, Henry's Regret. And officially fourth in it went to number 9, Biddy's Best. So it's 1, 3 and 4 the official numbers. 1, 3, 4 on race 6. Number 1, Paddington Bray, the winner, owned by B.A. Barron. N.D. Cowan is a bay horse, 4 years, by Proud Barron from Golden Bray. Winner driven by Bruce Barron and trained by Bruce as well at Cranbourne. Second placing to 3, Patryland by Gavilan from Brarcliffe, driven by J. Attard, and third for Henry's Regret by Adios Eden from Linda Glenfern, driven by C.J. Hunter. 1, 3, 4 on the 6th event, and officially fourth in it was number 9, Biddy's Best. Round about 5 minutes now, 5 minutes from the Cup. Winner returning, Paddington Bray. Second to 3, Patryland, and third to 4, Henry's Regret after the 6th here at Traralgon.
Now attention Melbourne bookmakers, I'll give you a full rundown of the betting. Mr. Ramondi 5, Samarkand 10, Abkalat 10, Kiwi 15, Al Sophia is 12, Black Knight 33, Rising Fear 50, Born Between 9.
Activist with Valley Gown, Tonicity, Barbaston Breeze, Late Charge, Valander, second row Currabin Flyer, Whitney and Strathy from 10 metres. And the back pedal slightly there is Late Charge, brought up again. Looks a pretty good line. The tapes fly back and they're off and racing this time. Flying the barriers there from the inside was Activist. Galloping early there was Tonicity. And also skipping out wide was Valander. Settling down into stride. And the leader is Activist there from in second placing Valley Gown. On the outside then came Barbaston Breeze, who's racing without cover, but 3 wide around them. Late Charge will give cover to Barbaston Breeze shortly. Then came further back was Currabin Flyer on the inside there. On the outside in the early stages there was Strathy. Further back in the field then trapped out 3 wide there as they come down the straight the first time, just in front of a Currabin Flyer. Back along the inside then came Tonicity. The 1 out 3 wide ease back there, Whitney, to get into the running line. Then came further back was Valander, and now Strathy back last of all. Heading into the back straight, short of 2 laps to go now, and it's Activist the leader. In second placing on the outside is Late Charge, covering up Valley Gown back along the rails. Then back along the rails as well came Tonicity, being covered up by Barbaston Breeze. Further back then, the pair of Valander on the inside and Currabin Flyer the outer. Then further back came Whitney, and last of all is Strathy. They go down the back straight this time. They're about a lap and a half out, and the leader still is Activist from in second placing Late Charge the outside. Then Valley Gown enjoying the run of the race on the inside. Further back was Barbaston Breeze. Back behind Barbaston Breeze is Tonicity on the rails. Then further afield the outside came Currabin Flyer. Back behind them then on the inside was Valander. Then came further back was Strathy and Whitney. They come face up for the bell this time. The bell sounding about 900 metres to go. And the leader is Activist still from in second placing Late Charge, getting a bit closer on the outside. Then came Valley Gown the inside of Barbaston Breeze. Further back then was Currabin Flyer. Here's Strathy from the rear, hooked out 3 wide. Further back then along the inside came Valander. And last of all is Whitney. They head into the back straight on the final occasion, 750 metres out. And Activist the leader from on the outside. Late Charge laying down the gauntlet. Then came Valley Gown back along the inside. Continuing to make ground 3 wide around them came Currabin Flyer. temporarily held up for a run there. In the centre was Barberston Breeze, then came further back was Tenacity, followed by Villander. Getting a long way back in it now was Strathy, and still last of all Whitney. Off the back, and here's a charge. It's Activist on the inside, and Currabin Flyer out 3 wide, battling away in the centre. Late charge, and running up behind them now came Valley Gown. It's the danger if it gets out. Activist in front on the turn. Valley Gown getting out from behind it and wider out on the track. Currabin Flyer, it's Activist in front up the straight. Valley Gown trying hard, and further back then came Currabin Flyer. Valley Gown getting to Activist near the line. Valley Gown the outside. Valley Gown's won it ahead to Activist. Third placing went to Currabin Flyer. Then in behind them came Tenacity. Further back was Barberston Breeze from Villander. Back in behind them came Late Charge from Whitney and Strathy. Good race up the straight. Activist had held the lead for most of the running. It flew the start. Led for most of the way. I could see Valley Gown was going to be the danger on the home turn. When Late Charge, who'd been racing into death, started to drop off there, allowed the run for Valley Gown, eased off the rails. Activist has kicked back on the inside, but Valley Gown won by about a head from Activist on the line, with Currabin Flyer will be third. Standing by for the numbers official after the running of the 7th event. 2, 1 and a photo, 2, 1 and 7. 2, 1 and 7.
The result of Sydney race 5, first was number 6, Justice Lovely, second number 9, Sweet Talinga, and third number 2, Hit It Again. 692, they are to be confirmed, those places.
Two, 1 and 7 here at Traralgon. 2, 1, 7 broadcast. Winner of the race, number 2, Valley Gown. Second placing to 1, Activist. And third to 7, Currabin Flyer. 2, 1, 7. And officially fourth in the race went to number 4, Barberston. I'll call it for the video. Now they're moving up well behind the mobile here. Stanley Boy with Heart and Soul. Hanging back a little is Robert Fernando. Approaching the dispatch point. Almost set. Ready to go. The green light comes up. They're off and racing this time. Flying the start there, Bold Gaze goes straight to the early lead from on the outside, Uncle Cecil. Back in behind them then came on the outside Heart and Soul from Stanley Boy kicking up the rails. Then further back came Malibu Magic, then Mally Flyer. Back behind them came Robert Fernando. And last of all is Lady Cara. They come off the back straight on the first occasion. Just over 2 laps to go, and the leader is Bold Gaze in front. In second placing on the leaders back then came Uncle Cecil. In behind them came Stanley Boy, followed by Heart and Soul the outside. Then came in the running line Malibu Magic, followed by back on the outside too was Mally Flyer. Back behind them Robert Fernando on the rails, and last of all is Lady Cara. Into the back straight they head, a lap and 3/4 out, and the leader is Bold Gaze, bowling along nicely in front. From Uncle Cecil with the tail swinging in the breeze second. Around the outside, moving a bit closer now, is Heart and Soul, followed by in the back along the rails then came Stanley Boy. Then Malibu Magic on the outside, followed by Robert Fernando. Back behind them in the running line came Mally Flyer, and at the rear is Lady Cara. They come to the lap and a quarter mark, and the leader is Bold Gaze, still doing it nicely in front of Uncle Cecil the rails. Then on the outside came Heart and Soul. Following him up in the running line there, one by one, is Malibu Magic from Stanley Boy the rails. Then further back came Mally Flyer on the outside of Robert Fernando. And back last of all is Lady Cara. They'll come down to face the bell this time, about 900 metres out. And the leader still doing it okay is Bold Gaze in front of Heart and Soul the outside, followed by Uncle Cecil locked away the inside of Malibu Magic moving up. Then came Stanley Boy, followed by Mally Flyer. In behind them then came Robert Fernando locked away on the rails, and last of all is Lady Cara. They're into the back straight on the final occasion, 650 metres out, and still Bold Gaze defies them, gets away by 5 or 6 metres out in front of Heart and Soul, feeling the pinch on the outside. Then came behind them Uncle Cecil the rails, further back then was Malibu Magic, Further afield then came Stanley Boy, the rails from Mallee Flyer, the outside. Further back too came Robert Fernando and Lady Cara at the rear. But Bold Gazers slipped away by 7 metres, coming off the back at the 400 metre mark. In second placing, raising another effort is Heart and Soul. Then further back came Malibu Magic. Back along the inside was Uncle Cecil. And wider out on the track then came Mallee Flyer and Stanley Boy. But rounding the home turn, this one slipped away, Bold Gaze. Straightens up well clear. In second placing is Heart and Soul. And down the outside, trying hard too, was Malibu Magic. From further back, Stanley Boy. But Bold Gaze in no danger. And Bold Gaze scores by 15 metres. Malibu Magic got second. Heart and Soul was third, followed by Stanley Boy, Robert Fernando, Mallee Flyer. In behind them there, to pull up there, would have been pulling up Uncle Cecil. Then back behind them too came Lady Cara, who was last in. Stand by for the numbers. Easy win to Bold Gaze. Second placing to Malibu Magic, and third to Heart and Soul, 4, 7 and 2. Number 4, Bold Gaze, an easy winner. Bold Gaze, of course, by the former track champion Royal Gaze. And Bold Gaze has done it in good fashion, driven by G. Albert. Second placing to 7, Malibu Magic, Bruce Barron. And third to number 2, Heart and Soul, driven by R. Clark. 4, 7 and 2 the numbers here. Officially fourth went to number 1, Stanley Boy. Number 1, Stanley Boy was officially fourth in the race. Moving up here. Baptizer's got it in Melbourne. Baptise the winner in Melbourne. They're just about set for a start here at Traralgon. Hound Dog Man the inside with Valhalla Bill, Squander. All pacing cleanly. The green light comes up. They're off and racing this time. Driven hard out of the barrier there is Squander, who'll take the early lead from Hound Dog Man. Out wider on the track there is Baccarat early, and wider still Metric Air to the first turn. Just behind them then came Valhalla Bill. Oh, one of them's galloped there. That was Baccarat. It's come back and flattened Valhalla Bill. Valhalla Bill's got the foot caught in the cart there of Baccarat, and that disrupted the field as well. Down the straight they come this time on the first circuit, and it's Squander the inside and Metric Air on the outer. Then came Hound Dog Man third, followed by further back then Armod on the outside. Fiery Nina, then further back came Silver Strata. And let's have a quick look up at the top of the straight there. They're clearing the track. A great job done by the attendants. Quickly on the scene there now. Squander leads into the back straight at the lap and 3/4 mark. In second placing is Metric Air. Then came Hound Dog Man. Further back on the outside was Armod. Then in behind them came Fiery Nina and Silver Strata, the only other one left in the field. The track's been cleared, so they're facing along the back straight. It's Squander in front of Metric Air on the outside. Then came Hound Dog Man. Further back then was Armod on the outside, 1 by 1, followed by Fiery Nina and Silver Strata. They come to the lap and 1/4 mark now, and Squander by about 6 metres over on the outside, Metric Air second. Then came Hound Dog Man. Then behind them came, on the outside there, Armod enjoying the run of the race. Then back behind them on the inside there came Fiery Nina and Silver Strata at the rear. They faced the bell this time. Just over 800 metres to go, and it's Squander the leader. It's clear by 6 metres. Metric Air second. Then came Hound Dog Man. Here's the move from the rear now. Silver Strata goes up to join Squander. Further back then came Armod and Fiery Nina. They head into the back straight on the final occasion, and still Squander shows the way. On the outside, joining it now is Silver Strata. Then came further back was Hound Dog Man. Further afield on the outside came Fiery Nina. Then back behind them was Armod, and burnt off now is Metric Air. They go down the back at the 450 metre mark, and Squander still defies them by 3 metres. On the outside, trying very hard there is Silver Strata. Back behind them came Hound Dog Man, running on now. Fiery Nina out 3 wide, coming at them quickly. And further back then came Armod. They come to the 350 metre mark, and he's shaking the reins on this one. Squander, it's still clear. Around the outside, running right off the track there. Silver Strata's run right off the track, taking Fiery Nina with it. And now in the run home, getting right up along the insides, Hound Dog Man. Along with it, Silver Strata, a funny old race, and Fiery Nina joining in on the outside. Fiery Nina going home, the better wins. Fiery Nina's 1, Second went to Silver Strata, third Hound Dog Man. Then in behind them came Armod. Pulling up second last is Squander, and last in was Metric Air. Oh, what a race. What a race. Fiery Nina will be the winner. An incident-packed race, that race number 9. 7, 6 and 1 with Armod 4th. The two that came to grief early were Baccarat and Valhalla Bill. They've put those two out of the race, and then on the home turn, quite a few of them have run wide. It allowed the run for Hound Dog Man. It got to the lead, but then out wide, Fiery Nina's picked it up quickly, and Silver Straddle's batted away in the centre. And they've ended up 7, 6 and 1. 7, 6 and 1, and officially 4th to Armod. 9th event on the program. Well, strange old race. Race number 9. 7, 6 and 1. Fiery Nina the winner. Silver Strata second. Hound Dog Man third. I'll be interested. Lucky last, John. Go home after this. Being called up for the final event. Race 10, the last. No, they're just moving around there. They'll be called up shortly. False start. Being called up for the last 2100 metres from the mobile start. Perfect day for harness racing. It's been here at Traralgon. Moving up to the mobile start for the final time today. Back a little there is Hobby Time being brought up again. Old Mistress, Take My Word. Out wide Vera Key in the all white. The green light about to come up. It does now. They're off and racing this time. Galloping back through the field, Take My Word in the early stages. And it's a good hunt up for the early lead with on the inside there Gold Mistress. Holding out wider on the track, Kelly James there into the first turn. Being restrained, Vera Key to get the 1-by-1 sit, followed by Hobby Time. In behind them then came Billy Brewer. Back behind them too as they come into the straight on the first occasion there would be, well, back in a Victory Gaze. And tailed off last of all at the moment is Take My Word. Down the straight they come on the first occasion, just on 2 laps to go. And the leader is Gold Mistress from on the inside, Kelly James. Vera Key covering it up. Then came Billy Brewer on the paint, followed by Hobby Time. Then Victory Gaze. And just going by the judge now is Take My Word. They head into the back straight now. And it's a slow pace up front with Gold Mistress in front from in second placing right around the outside. Victory Gaze not happy with the slow pace. They speed up a little now. Victory Gaze gallops though. Victory Gaze galloped whilst going forward, so it's restrained back to the rear and pacing again. And down the back they head. It's Gold Mistress in front of Vera Key the outside, followed by Kelly James. Then on the outside, pulling hard there is Hobby Time, followed by Billy Brewer. Back to second last now is Victory Gaze. And still tailed off last of all is Take My Word. They come to the top circle once again at the lap and a quarter mark, and it's Gold Mistress in front of Vera Key on the outside. Then came Kelly James back along the inside there of Hobby Time in the running line, followed by Billy Brewer back along the inside there of Victory Gaze, who's last of the main bunch, and 20 metres away last of all is Take My Word. They come down the straight with 1 lap to go in the last of Traralgon. Gold Mistress is the pilot. Vera Key moving closer on the outside. Then came Kelly James locked away with Hobby Time on the outside. Then further back came Billy Brewer from Victory Gaze. And still last of all, a long way from them is Take My Word. Into the back straight on the final occasion in the last. And it's Gold Mistress by a sulky's length over Vera Key on the outside. Back along the inside then came Kelly James, being passed the outer there by Hobby Time. Further back then Billy Brewer. Then they get back in the field, Victory Gaze, and forget about the other one, which is Take My Word. They come to the 400 metre mark, and it's Gold Mistress in front, raising another effort. Vera Key and now hooked out 3 wide, Hobby Time. Further back then, Billy Brewer just behind them, and a long gap came the rest, headed by Kelly James. On the home turn, Gold Mistress the inside, and Vera Key the outer. They settle down to fight it out. Then came further back in the field was Hobby Time and Billy Brewer. But down the straight, it's Gold Mistress in front. Here's one flashing home now. Billy Brewer, Gold Mistress in front. Billy Brewer getting to it. Billy Brewer. It's got up in the last stride to beat Gold Mistress. Third placing went to Vera Key. In behind them came Hobby Time, followed by Victory Gaze, Kelly James, and last in was Take My Word. Yeah, I reckon it's bloused it right on the line there. Gold Mistress was in front everywhere but the line, but I reckon Billy Brewer stuck its head out at the right stage to win. It'll be a photo. Yes, there's the photo sign in the frame.
See it next time.
Just having a look at the Top Cat video replay coming up on the screen. And for those watching there, that's Gold Mistress on the inside, Billy Brewer getting to it. And they're hitting the line. Yep, on the outside, Billy Brewer. Oh, it's got up clearly by the replay. The other one was stopping very quickly, Gold Mistress, and Billy Brewer's got up and the numbers are in the frame. 1, 4 and 7 on the last. Billy Brewer the winner, Gold Mistress second, and Vera Key third. 1, 4 and 7 after the last. Officially fourth, number 2, Hobby Time. Billy Brewer, second in the run, settled back in the field, just bided its time, and got out at the top of the straight, came at them 3 wide, then storming home has picked up Gold Mistress, who was in front, close to the line, but it's died on its run, and Billy Brewer's been coming home so fast, probably got up by about a metre, maybe a bit more on the line, from Gold Mistress with Vera Key third. 1, 4 and 7. There's the winner returning, Billy Brewer, after the last.